Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, and welcome to a very special edition of the At Home Film Festival. This week, I am showing movies only from the Criterion channel. They have a great lineup this month, and there are some collections that are unbeatable and astounding. So I picked two artists to showcase some of their movies, but there are so many other collections. You have to go to the Criterion channel this month. You could buy it annually or you can test it for a trial period, but it's really, really good. So our first person we're going to focus on is Robert Altman. And I could not have put together a better collection myself. I personally wouldn't have done Secret Honor, Prairie Home Companion, or Company. I might have replaced those with his only Oscar nominee, not on the list, Shortcuts, as well as A Wedding. Oh, they're so good. Oh, and Streamers. And I am not focusing this week on Three Women, because I kind of mentioned it last week, as well as Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, which I did definitely talk about last week. So let's see what we've got. Let's take a look now. I think the biggest movie in the collection we have that I really love, that I haven't talked about probably previously, or maybe once, Nashville. Oh my God, this has such a great cast, and they're all wonderful in it. Now, when I was a little boy, little Kevin went to every movie, and I didn't like Nashville because I didn't understand it being such a parody of country music and politics, because I didn't know. Like, I didn't know the character Barbara Jean, played by Ronnie Blakely here, was really Loretta Lynn. I didn't know any of that. Connie White is Tammy Wynette. The cast is so wonderful. It was up for several Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Supporting Actress Lily Tomlin and Ronnie Blakely. And the Golden Globes got so many nominations. But if you need a fun parody on country music with a little politics thrown in and having people in the Robert Altman style talking all through the screen, I think there's 24 leading characters in this movie, and we like them all. By the way, of his Best Picture nominees, I chose this one because I think that MASH has gotten a lot of play, and his directing for The Player has gotten a lot of play. So this one might have been a little forgotten. It did win Best Song though, by the way. So check it out. Another quite weird one in the collection is That Cold Day in the Park. Once again, young Kevin watched this. Now, I remember I watched it on Creature Feature or the late night horror movie things, and the host said, if you could make it through this boring movie, he will give you a prize. I won a prize because I made it through the movie because I didn't think it was boring. It's just super strange. Sandy Dennis plays probably a 30-ish-year-old virgin, and she finds a young, cute boy out in the wilderness who's cold, so she brings him in. He doesn't talk to her. She thinks he's mute. He ends up going out the window, finding other people that he does talk to. She learns some secrets and truths, and oh my God, that's probably where the horror part came in from that night show I used to watch. But oh, it's so weird and good. Then we have the fun movie Pret-a-Porter, which is kind of like Nashville, but set in the fashion world with yet another great all-star cast. The reason I wanted to include this is the Criterion channel and the Criterion Company. They find great prints of movies, and they refinish them and they make them even better. And for Pret-a-Porter, they went to the original title, Pret-a-Porter. When this came out in America, apparently the studio didn't think Americans could say or know what Pret-a-Porter is, so it was translated into Ready to Wear. But this all-star cast has Sophia Loren, Julia Roberts, Terry Garr, Cher, Lauren Bacall, they're all there. Linda Hunt, Sally Kellerman. I can't stop thinking of them. Oh my, Stephen Ray. Look, they're all there. Watch them. Tim Robbins. I just said him already. They're all here. All at Paris. Kim Basinger or Basinger, whatever. Oh my God, this is so fun. It's a really fun one. And I like saying Pret-a-Porter, not Ready to Wear. And there really are tons of Altman films in this collection. So for my final one I want to do, I just went for something kind of weird, A Perfect Couple. It has a couple that's maybe 15 years different, Paul Dooley and Marta Heflin. They have a slow developing relationship that's kind of weird and interesting, but I do like the fact that it's also sort of a musical because Marta is in a bohemian band and the songs are pretty good. That's one reason I did it. In fact, one of the singers in that band within the movie is Ted Neely, who played Jesus Christ Superstar. This is one of his most underlooked and underappreciated films. I don't love it. I just chose it because it was kind of weird and different. His normal-ish movies like Gosford Park, which was up for a bunch of Oscars, that's on the channel. There's so much. Oh my God, it's just full of great content from Robert Altman. This is the month for the Criterion channel. The Criterion channel this month also has a collection of Jodie Foster movies. I don't like this collection as much as the Robert Altman, because neither one of her Oscar-winning performances are on this collection, but a lot of her nominations are. It also reminds you, like even in that scene there, she was a great child actor and she grew up to be a great adult actor. She's so wonderful. So I'm going to focus on 3 of her child films, not Taxi Driver, which we just saw there, her first Oscar nomination, and another one that's missing from this list when she was younger was Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane. But I was able to find 3 for you, so let's take a look. Okay, so when Alan Parker decided to make a movie that's a musical about the mob, that was combining 2 different elements, but he cast only child actors playing adult roles. That was so inventive when this movie came out in 1975. And Jodie Foster is such a terrific actress that she could play a seemingly adult character when she was just a little girl. This is, I think, even the year before Taxi Driver. So wow, her career is so good. Let's watch some of her other younger films. Five Corners is an odd but compelling film with a great ensemble cast. It's directed by Tony Bill, that I don't think did enough movies as a director. And it's written by the guy who wrote Moonstruck with Cher. So it takes place in the Bronx and somebody gets out of jail and he had some unresolved issues with friends and whatnot. Jodie Foster is one of those. He asked her to meet him. Some things happen that kind of turn south, but still it's a movie about trying to live your life in the Bronx, get out of the Bronx. And also it's weird with how people are killed. Just saying that. Jodie once again gives a captivating, wonderful performance. You got to catch this on the Criterion channel. I haven't seen Stealing Home for quite some time. I do remember the movie was average. The songs were really good, and Jodie Foster should have been an Oscar-nominated performance as this older woman who helps shape a younger man who wants to be a baseball star, but she helps him enjoy his freedom in his last days as a child. It's really, really good. And then Mark Harmon plays the older version of him, recalling the whole movie and in thinking back about all the wonderful things that she did with him and how helpful she was. And there's some sad moments. Not spoiler. Well, that's our show of the week. I hope you share, like from Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean. Subscribe and try the Criterion channel. As we leave, we're looking at some quick clips of many Robert Altman films. These aren't even all that the channel has, and I wished it had more, but this should whet your appetite to become a fan of Robert Altman, just like me. Okay, see you next week. Bye-bye. I'm still letting him roll. Still going.